The show Blues Clues is back. It is all new and called Blues Clues and You. All your favorite friends, to include Blue, Magenta, Tickety Talk, and more, are returning. I had the opportunity to speak with the new host. Let's take a look.
Nickelodeon's hit preschool series Blues Clues and You is a remake of the groundbreaking and wildly popular series Blues Clues. It has a whole new generation of preschoolers searching for clues with beloved puppy Blue and new live-action host Josh Dela Cruz. Josh is joining us today. Thanks for talking with Park City Television, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
This is so exciting that this new series based on the previous one, Blues Clues and You. Tell me a little bit more about it.
This is, like you said, a remake of the original show that first premiered in 1996, and we're bringing it to a new generation and a new generation of parents who were once the kids that were watching the original show 20 some odd years ago. And so it's really exciting for me that now kids are not only getting to learn and learn the skills that they need to get ready for preschool and beyond, but now parents can also share a piece of their childhood with their kid and strengthen that bond and strengthen the bond of all the information that we're teaching the kids playing Blues Clues. So it's really, really exciting. All of our friends and family are coming back. We've got Tickety Talk, Slippery Soap, Magenta. What else? Oh, the Handy Dandy Notebook is back, but has gotten an awesome update. It is also a smartphone. So it's a notebook on one side and a phone on the other, so we can get video calls, we can make phone calls. There are apps that we can skidoo into, but do not worry, we are still getting regular mail. We're getting letters, postcards, and packages. The world has just expanded and updated to what kids are used to today. And so it's really, really exciting.
You know, those were my kids that watched it back in the 90s, and you're right, now a whole new generation can enjoy it. We used to love it.
Oh, no, it makes me so happy that this is coming back in the way that it is, especially with everything going on, that it premiered and there are episodes available today.
And is it true that you were inspired to become an actor in part due to watching Blues Clues when you were a child?
Yeah. So I would watch with my little sister, who was 3 or 4, and I was 6 or 7, and I was really shy. I became very shy. And when I would watch the show, I'd play the games in my head. But when the male song came on, everybody would sing. No, it didn't matter what you were doing. Everybody would sing. It was one of our favorite songs. And at the time, I thought that Steve was doing an impression of an opera singer. And so because of that, I would walk around in the house and wherever I was pretending I was an opera singer. And that's how I fell in love with singing, which got me into choir, which got me into musical theater, which got me into acting, and which got me here today. Now, fast forward through all of that, and I finally get to tell Steve that he has a huge part of this responsibility of why I started singing, because I was pretending to be an opera singer just like him. And then I find out that he was actually doing an impression. He goes, "Oh, wow, that's incredible. I'm so happy that I was able to do that for you. But I was doing an impression of Grover from Sesame Street." And I can't imagine what my life would have been like had I known he was doing Grover from Sesame Street. I mean, it would have been great, because I would have wanted to become a puppeteer, which is an incredible job. But just so funny the way that we got to where we are.
Oh, that is a great story. Was it intimidating going in your first days and, you know, filling in Steve's shoes, per se?
Yeah, it was most definitely intimidating. I think because it was such an important show for me, and I also know how important it was for millions of people and spanning so many generations of kids. I was definitely nervous about doing justice to the role that he created. And I remember we were doing workshop sessions with old scripts just before we started filming season 1, just to get me ready for set. And he pulled me aside and he's like, "Hey, Josh, I don't know if anybody told you this yet, but I wanted you to hear it from me. And I wanted you to hear it, that we cast you because we love you and we love the things that you're bringing to the table, and all the skills that you have. And so don't ever feel like you have to replicate or do any of the things that Donovan Patton, that Joe or I did in the past in the original show. We want you to celebrate you." And it was that permission that, like, I guess I needed in my in myself to feel comfortable with just being myself. And I didn't need that permission, but Steve is such an intuitive guy that, he can like pick up on the energy in the room, and he's just so thoughtful the way that he is in the show. And getting on set, coming from theater, there's a huge difference because it's completely quiet on set for audio recording. And once I got used to that, I was like, oh, I know how to play. I know how to do this. And so Steve Burns and Donovan Patton, they're like brothers to me, and they're great friends. And I couldn't do it without them in any capacity.
I was wondering about that. You're singing, you're dancing, you're bringing a ton of energy while interacting with animated characters like Tickety Talk and, of course, Blue and Magenta. What is that like?
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun because the older we get, the weaker our imagination gets. And, going into theater school and studying acting, we had to use our imaginations because, like, if we were lucky, we got a chair and then maybe like a hand prop. And then outside of doing productions, it was essentially just a black box theater. Just replace the black with green and you have a green screen. And so doing those workshops before I got to set, and then being on set and realizing, oh, Josh, you know how to do this. It was much, much easier. And now add the fact that I have the best team ever on set, directors, assistant directors, and animators, and everybody, making sure that I know exactly where to look and what I'm looking at. It takes an army, and it's because of them that I have any success at making anything look good.
Well, this is exciting. There's a brand new music-themed episode coming up, as well as regular episodes. How can we watch? Where can we get more information?
Yes, check us out on July 14th, Tuesday at 9 a.m. on Nickelodeon, Blues Clues and You, Blues Music Spectacular. It's sing-along spectacular. It's going to be awesome. Allie Brooks going to be there. Yolanda Adams is going to be there. We're all performing in our backyard concert, Blue Stock. Check us out. We're going to play Blues Clues and figure out what song Blue wants to sing.
Well, Josh Dela Cruz, you are killing it in this role. Thank you so much for talking with us here at Park City Television, and congratulations. Excited to watch Blues Clues and You.
Thank you so much, Christine. Take care.